Dude, Kelsey gets to wear those ugly ass 504 New Balance, whatever, the old dad shoes.
You'll be there.
He wears like I wear. I mean, I'm a terribly dressed person, but he dresses like shit.
I got Lane Johnson. We've talked since then, but going into your bye week, you text me. You were like, "Son, I need to get to the mountains or something. I need to go sleep in your backyard and get away." How did you spend your bye week, and how nerve-wracking? It's like good to have a bye week, but it's a lot of sitting around.
I went to the smoke-filled Tropicana hotel and casino in Atlantic City, and went and watched a couple of pretty good comedy shows. And then we gambled a little bit on the Golden Buffalo and roulette.
Nice.
Not a whole lot.
Nice.
Are there any games you don't play at the casino?
I mean, I'm a really dude like the Golden Buffalo, and I'll do some roulette. I played blackjack, but other than that, I really don't go too crazy. I like the food. They have good restaurants there. It's only an hour away from here. There's nothing else. What else are you gonna do around here?
That was a far cry from visiting me and sleeping in the yard, but
yeah. Well, Bo was already coming down, so Bo wasn't there. I'd probably just drove down.
Yeah, Bo and Lane in the house.
Bo's a good time.
Bo is a good time. He asks a lot of questions.
Smart guy.
He's kind of like having another kid in the house.
Just constantly, he's asking and wanting to know stuff.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I don't have all the fucking answers, as you know. So, hey, how cool was it seeing the fans lock up those lots? I guess they couldn't get in there before 4 last week, and they bought a bunch of lacrosse tickets up. Had you heard this?
I did not hear this.
So basically, like Eagles fans, They couldn't get in the lots before 4 p.m. for some reason because there was a lacrosse game or something of that nature, which is weird that they were playing on the field. Were they playing on the field before the NFC Championship?
I think it was the same facility area.
Yeah. So they couldn't get in the lots. So these fans bought a bunch of tickets to the lacrosse game and never went into the game and just took over the lot. How was the atmosphere at the link the other night when you played the Giants?
It was riled up for at least the first half. Second half kind of died down, but yeah, it was pretty loud, especially the first quarter for us. It was pretty loud, but you know how it is. I feel like it just kept amplifying the bigger the game got. So like the NFC Championship game we had, like Minnesota, you remember how loud that stadium was rocking? So I don't know. I think it all started like defense. Like I feel like they had 4 3-and-outs, and just with the time of possession we had pretty early in that game and able to run the ball. But yeah, man, it was rocking.
Yeah, Reddick, when Reddick beat Neal for a sack, and then on 4th down, they go for it on 4th and 8, and they're down 7-0. I think we were talking about on this show is like I think Dable realized, how good you guys were playing and what it was going to take to keep pace. But I just felt like it got so damn loud after that 4th down. It was one of the loudest I'd heard the stadium all season. How about you, like nerves, man? Like I know you've been through a lot with your mental health, and you used to tell me about how nervous you get before the game. Sometimes I'd walk in and see you doing your business, and I'd be like, "Oh, never mind. I'm gonna go. I'll check back later."
He's transforming.
Yeah, he's transforming. How's it been? Like you've been deep in the playoffs. Like, is there a difference for you from a nerve standpoint? And then how do you impart wisdom onto the younger guys?
Well, the injury kind of masked like the nerves now. Like usually I get nervous for a game, but now my whole focus is just one play at a time, just making sure my stuff isn't feeling too bad. Like I was really nervous the last game. I was just nervous to go out there and really sit on the bull rush because like I practiced. Like the first time I went full speed was Wednesday, did individual. Thursday was like half reps, and then Friday I did the whole practice. But I never really got just like bull rush, ran down the middle. So my thing was, how am I going to absorb that force? And I felt like whatever healed up in like a month, like re-ripped or like stretched out again. And then after that, I felt a lot better, especially second quarter through the end of the game.
Yeah, you might be breaking up scar tissue or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. But yeah, just a weird feeling going into a game. Yeah, but whatever you take away, if I got a hold of somebody, I was like, damn it, if I'm letting go.
Now, Lane, take me into practice when you're figuring out how to sit on the bull. You do Indy, and it feels pretty good, and you're like, all right, I got 7 of the 10 reps for you in team. And then you go out there. Are you having a conversation with the guys across the ball? Are you saying, hey, give me stuff, but don't come down the middle?
No, I mean, the first really full practice I did was Friday, so that's really I don't know if guys are
Underwear.
scaled back a little bit, yeah, but really nobody really ran down the middle too hard just because we didn't have any pads on, and I don't know, Toronto them usually work an edge or the guys I'm going against, but I don't know.
You could have used Stephen Means,
dude. No, I mean, I would have made it to the game. No way I'd have made it to the game.
Stephen Means was one of the best practice players of all time.
A lot of bull rushes.
A lot of bull rushes. Big old head.
I mean, he was a big dude too. He was like 6'4", 6'5", 275, dreads, like Steven Jackson, just 6'5".
Yeah,
there would be some days where I'd be like, "Hey, Khalil Mack, don't bounce around even in the mock game because I don't want to pull something." So
right, yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, "Hey, just go slow."
Exactly. Well, I know exactly when for you, Lane, and maybe you'll remember this play. I'm sure you will. But I was watching the game, and you looked good, and I was like, okay, he's holding up. And then Dexter Lawrence lined up in out in a 5, and I was like, okay, here comes the bull. And he came right down the middle of you, man. Do you remember the play I'm talking about? And you actually held up and anchored.
Yeah. So what you got to do, those big guys, like you got to punch them and then retreat. So slow him down a little bit and then retreat instead of just sitting there and letting him build up a head of steam. And I remember that. I just felt like a damn stegosaurus moved outside of me. Have you seen how big that dude's thighs are?
Yes,
just looked like a damn.
It was crazy watching him take over. He was taking over the Minnesota game, and I know you guys are watching the same film I'm watching.
Yeah, they put that center in a bad position. I feel like a few plays. That's tough. Hey man, it's two totally different games. The tackle is more in space, but those guards, what they got to deal with, you got to be strong. It is a different type of violence inside.
What'd you think of the edge rushers out there for the Giants? You got to block Thibodeau a good bit.
Yeah, I feel like Thibodeau was like really big on like the cadence, the snap count. So I felt like whenever we played there, he's very good at reading like the head bob or whatever, the cadence that we use and timing it. So he would get a good jump. And so anytime you have a guy doing that, it can make a tackle turn real quick, and he has a better chance of beating you. Whereas I'm getting the jump on the count or timing at home. They had him, Ojulari, Dexter, and then that was really it. After the first quarter, after the first two drives, I was good. I was just really nervous how I was going to respond after, like I felt some pain or whatever, but it eventually wore off, I felt like.
Did you call Cam Jordan? Did I hear that? Because he had the same injury, to ask him about how to kind of navigate through it?
Yeah, hold on. Let me read the message.
Okay.
So Brian, the guy that runs my Twitter and Instagram, I guess he had. What was funny, Grant Calcaterra was drafted to our team, and I guess Brian was messaging him all off season or whatever, come hang or whatever, and then we get to the locker room, and I just walked to my locker. I guess he tried to dap me up. I didn't know who it was. Mm-hmm. I've been talking.
You got a social media assistant.
Yeah, who he can't identify in a lineup. He's got a whole staff.
I'm just over here DMing Lane's assistant.
Yep, pretty much.
He said, "Hey, bro, Cesar Ruiz was talking about me about your adductor being torn. He said, it's going to hurt every step. I told him core shorts and Advil, but that's because I don't take Toradol. He said, good luck on anchoring that shit. Going to hurt every time."
Yo, Cam Jordan doesn't take Toradol. He's been through everything he's been through, all those bull rushes. He's 30-something years old. He's got 100 career sacks, and he never took Toradol. What?
Missed one game because of an eye.
Bro, I don't know if I'd be able to play.
Hey, was it true that he went to Japan to train with the sumo guys?
Oh, I don't doubt it one bit.
Don't doubt it at all.
I heard he did that.
Don't doubt it at all. What's the pain? What's the pain like, to describe to a regular person how the pain of a torn adductor feels like the first week?
The first week, like getting up out of the couch, getting up out of a chair, like it really hurts. I mean, it's like your groin, but it's also like your pubic region. So like right there under your belly button, it's like you have a knife in you. And then after that, once that loosens up, what I started doing is just like stretching my leg out to, like, I guess where it was injured at, and then just like holding it. So like when we do like rehab, so stretch it in those end ranges.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hey, you're gonna have to work it out somehow.
CJ Gardner-Johnson, he got his car stolen after the game. Do you have any updates?
Did not know that. Is that true?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Did not know that.
See, these guys are locked in. They're not even like guys are getting their cars stolen. They're not even going to work.
People are learning on TikTok how to break into.
I guess they stole his Kia.
They stole his Kia.
They stole his Kia.
All you need is a flathead and a Kia.
Is that it?
And you got yourself some wheels.
Yeah.
They find out who did it?
No. I was going to ask you.
Well, I remember going to my truck after the game, and there was a couple guys by the car that I haven't seen before, and I was like, we're by my truck, and I was like, didn't stay there long, went to the family room, but I don't know, need to do some investigation.
Wait, there were guys by your truck that you didn't recognize?
And they're alive still.
I thought it may have been like some of the security, because there is people by the gate and they're moving stuff like after the game, like loading the trucks up.
Yeah.
But yeah, not good. I didn't.
There's usually no mysterious faces in the park. It's usually people you recognize.
No, I think Gardner Johnson got his car stolen away from the premises, but
gotcha.
Lane might have a lead on the car thieves. Last question on your team and over the weekend, like Devontae Smith, he comes suited and booted to every home game. I think he does for the away games too. Is he the best dressed guy in the locker room?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Him, Jalen can dress up. Devontae dresses up like an old bootlegger.
That's good.
He's he's funny. Yeah, probably him and Jalen.
Yeah.
Trying to help anybody else. Gardner, sometimes he'll rock it out like kind of his own style. Trying to who I compare.
Kelsey.
Yeah, dude, Kelsey gets to wear those ugly ass 504 New Balance, whatever, the old dad shoes.
You'll be there.
He wears like I'm a terribly dressed person, but he dresses like shit.
Yeah, he does.
Intentionally.
Intentionally.
How about the old one-handed pancake? The one-hand pancake we saw from Kels, the
crazy.
hip toss. What was the reaction in the room when you guys saw that one?
We haven't even watched it yet. We'll know tomorrow.
I guess it is Tuesday.
Yeah, well, it is Tuesday, and like honestly, whenever that happens, I'm like a D-line lawyer. Immediately, I'm like, where did he definitely got his foot tangled up? Because usually, a guy will get pancaked.
That's usually what happens. How do you get a big guy to move is by crossing their feet. So I guarantee you, he caught him just right when that foot was planted or in the air and caught him.
Yeah.
Either way, rolled him.
But he didn't trip. Upon further examination, I can't take this case.
No, he got that right
launched.
Hand up under his left armpit and hit him with the old, the Jay Glazer.
Yeah, the Jay Glazer. He hit him with that Ty Bow.
You got to break the wrist and you get him in the ribs.
Hit him with that Vern Troyer.
That's fucked up. Hey, I wanted to ask you about the speed of this Niners defense.
Yeah.
Is there anything different you guys are doing to prepare as an offensive line? Are you guys communicating with the OC about some of the stuff you like versus these guys? What's the deal?
Yeah, I'm going to say, hey, Coach, I'm kind of compromised. Won't you help me out every now and then?
That's my line, Lane.
All right. Hey, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just the guys they have all across the board. Like Kinlaw's really good in the run game. Then they have Bosa, obviously. Armstead's so long. He's like DeForest Buckner.
Yeah.
Pretty similar body type. But, yeah, man, Nick's he plays so low, and then he's so good with his hands. So, like, I feel like him and his brother are both really good working hands, so you got to be careful with him. But yeah, man, just him, and then the linebacking core, they're just balanced. Their whole team's balanced. They got a really talented team, so it's going to be a good one.
And Fred Warner runs like a DB. I saw him.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that fast, but I saw him turn that one. I guess they ran like that post. That was impressive.
That's a combination of a guy knowing exactly where to be and how to get there.
Yeah,
fast.
Exactly. A lot of linebackers know that's where they're supposed to be, but not many can get there. And then Nick Bosa, you talk about Nick Bosa. I think when I think about Nick Bosa, you think about the leverage, the strength, but also very good at the top of the rush with his hips.
Yeah, he knows how to work very good angles. And then, what they also do too is like sometimes you'll run a inside zone to them and they'll loop the in and then spike or rush the three and then loop in inside like an ox stunt. And that'll mess up, if the guard is creating separation between the tackle is going to get picked that way. So they're, on top of being good, they're very savvy with what they do too. So, that's why they're at where they're at.
And then Ufanga can show up out of nowhere. Like you probably put your head down to do, if you're on the road, you put your head down to do a silent count. You're looking at the ball if you're tackle, and all of a sudden you've got the second coming of Troy Polamalu, right in your grill.
Yeah, he turns up anywhere, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. They're a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a really, really fun matchup between the Eagles offense and the Niners defense. Sirianni made a lot of news because of the Pizza Hut thing. I don't know if you heard about that. He evidently he ordered Pizza Hut. He wanted stuffed crust pizza while they were breaking down tape of the Giants and the Vikings preparing for your Giants game. Is that a code break in South Philly to order Pizza Hut with all the fine pizzerias in close proximity to your facility?
We got to understand where he was playing. I guess college-wise, was it Mount Union? I think is where he played at. So probably the best place to eat in college was
Pizza Hut.
And he's been subconsciously programmed to, that's his only go-to. So what I am mad about is we never had stuffed crust pizza in the calf. I mean, we do our own pizza, but that would be nice.
Yeah, to get stuffed crust one week. So you actually
mix it up. Yeah, you know how it is.
Are you pro stuffed crust?
Hey man, I'll try it. Yeah, I mean, okay. I like it all. There's a whole lot of.
You'll try it, or you've had it?
I've had it.
Okay, yeah, it's good. And then he had Little Caesars this week, which I don't think I've had Little Caesars in my adult life.
I wouldn't question anything that Coach Sirianni says because he seems like a fucking psychopath. Does anybody try to calm this guy down on the sideline?
He said, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Like, it's when guys lose their temper, as long as they're not beating the hell or hurting somebody, I like to let them go. That energy needs to be let go. Kels, Sirianni, everybody's got to get it out of their system somehow. It's got to get out of nature.
What's his whole poise? Like how Doug had his way, and then when we got to the playoffs, like his whole thing in the playoffs was to have vets speak. He had his mindset about it. Like, what's Nick Sirianni's mindset about the playoffs?
I mean, he's pretty consistent, like with just the whole short memory dog mentality message. But really, he just lets the older guys kind of do the speeches or whatever in the locker room. But like where I think he likes to have a lot of fun is giving the refs hell. I mean, it's like the dog and the mailman, bro. They have a mutual just hatred. So
does the dog ever catch the mailman?
Dude, like when I look at the coaches, like early in the week, you can tell like, yeah, they're sleepy. And then as the week progresses and how much film builds up, the just circles and the dark spots around their eyes just start going down. So I do enjoy seeing that. I like knowing that our coaches are working.
Well, it's good to know he does sleep sometimes because he was looking like shit halfway through the season. I mean, he really was, man. You guys got to get him like a pull-out couch in his office.
Hey, there's aging of presidents. There also needs to be aging of head coaches.
You're damn right. You're damn right, dude.
That would be a good lookup.
Oh, no question. Depending on the team you're coaching, too.
Yes, that would be interesting.
Cliff Kingsbury, guy was an international sex symbol. And then, 3 years later, not even, he didn't even go full term. He looked like a corpse at times.
Like he'd been buried alive and just came out of the ground.
Yeah, no question. There's two names for you guys, and Sirianni was hyping up Jonathan Gannon after your game. That, I know these guys are focused on the playoffs, but the reality is these guys are also auditioning for jobs. Make a case for why Jonathan Gannon, from looking at you're spending time on, it's easy for a defensive guy to say, I like the coach, but you watch him work every day. Like, what's he about? And do you think he has the leadership qualities that you could see in somebody that could run a building?
Oh, most definitely. I think, the first year you come in and a lot of these players sometimes are inherited. So they've only had like one real offseason to acquire kind of what they want for as far as what their defense look like, how their schemes. So to really kind of infiltrate their own type of style in. And so they know what wins in the league. He knows what wins. Obviously you got to be talented and know what you're doing. But yeah, I just think how he handles himself, just with the team, even with most the offensive guys, he has a good relationship with. But just him and Shane, I mean, they're both
Shane too, yeah.
They're both really good at what they do. And Shane is always, he's always just like Sirianni. I mean, they got a lot of that young coach energy, so they bring the energy and very focused and. yeah, man. But like I said, them having 1 year to really get their input on the roster and helping with decisions made, I think that speaks a lot too.
Yeah, Gronk's on NFL Sunday with my dad. I don't know if you turn on the TVs before the games, but like Gronk was on there with Big Fella this weekend and was like, hey, and you got to watch the Eagles. Their offense has been great. They got this offensive coordinator, Shane Spikeman. Yeah, Spike Man. And they pan over to my dad. My dad's like about to crack up. So you guys ought to call him Coach Spikeman.
Hey, I'm gonna call him Shane Spikeman from now.
Yeah, you got to. He might get it. And then like on the coaching end of things, man, it's been fun to watch what Doug's done in Jacksonville, man. Yeah. I know they're done now, but that was a big year for them to take a huge step forward. They like the belief in him, and now Trevor. Is there any surprise? I mean, like for me, I was surprised it went as well as it did. I thought it would turn around, but
I mean, Doug's good at the quarterback position, man. I mean, as you know, I mean, it's like a pitcher in baseball. I mean, it does make a tremendous amount of difference. But I feel like that was his kind of job in the NFL. He was a coach, and then he, at times he was helping Brett Favre out. You don't realize how much those guys help some of the guys playing sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just think that. And then their defense, they're starting to build that up. They'll probably get a few more pieces there in the draft, but they're not far off. Get a couple more weapons for Trevor, but yeah, just from where they started and then to where they finished, it was impressive watching.
I smile watching him on TV. It's just like it's impossible not to.
Doug?
Yeah, enjoy, kind of seeing him on, because people just that don't know Doug, he's just such a unique cat. Like he's just so in his own world. He's not worried about bullshit. When he
showed up on Saturdays with was it Louisiana Monroe, all the stuff.
Louisiana boy. So I'm rooting for Doug. Lane, I think I'm going to get up for the game this weekend. Let's say the Eagles win for some reason. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but where are you going to take me to eat after the game?
After or before?
After. You're not taking me anywhere before. You're going to be doing your.
Well, I didn't know what day you're coming in. Friday, Saturday.
Well, I don't know yet. I got to clear it with the kids. But if I get up there, are we going to Chickies and Pete's? Where are we going?
We're probably we need to go to Steak 48. That's a good steak spot.
Oh, Steak 48. Yeah. All right. So if you guys get the win, it's Steak 48 on me. Okay, as long as they have TVs in there, because I want to watch the other game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steak 48. That's good.
Fair. Kyle, you got anything else for the possibly the two best tackles in football? I did like the two best tackles in football are going to be on the same field this weekend. Wild. I mean,
you boys.
Come on. Yeah, dude.
It'd be fun. He was older, man. Never got to play with him. That would be fun.
Oh.
Just be out there just velocirapting dudes.
Dude, the two best tackles in football on the field this weekend. We got to talk to one of them. My favorite tackle in football, Lane Johnson. Appreciate the time, and good luck this weekend, my brother.
All right, guys.
Kick ass, Lane.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.